Welcome to our step-by-step tutorial where we'll guide you through creating the Navy Utility Cross-back Apron using our pre-cut fabric pieces. For this project, you'll need a sewing machine, matching threads, scissors, sewing pins, tailor's chalk, and a ruler. Now let's get started. Your kit includes 3 body parts, 1 for the top and 2 for the bottom of the apron, 3 pockets, and 2 hardware buckle straps. Now we'll begin by positioning and pinning the 2 bottom apron body parts. First, turn both pieces to the backside and carefully align them, making sure the edges meet evenly. Then mark a sewing line about ½ inch from the border with tailor's chalk. Once the line is marked, pin along it securely to prevent any fabric shifting while you sew. For more accurate sewing, draw a straight line with tailor's chalk. Now we'll sew the 2 bottom apron parts together along the mark line on the backside. Follow the chalk line carefully to keep the seam straight. Don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and end of the seam to lock it in place. For an optional decorative touch, turn the apron to the front side and iron the canvas flat to remove any wrinkles. Then on the right side, mark a straight line about 1/4 inch from the middle seam you just created. After that, sew along this line on the right side to create a parallel stitch. Now let's move on to attaching the top and bottom pieces of the apron. First, turn both parts to the back side again and align them evenly. Then use your ruler and chalk to mark a sewing line about ½ inch from the edge. Following that, you can draw a straight line for a clearer sewing guide and pin the pieces securely along the marked line. Now, sew a straight line to attach the top and bottom parts together along the pinned line on the back side. Be sure to follow the pin line closely for a straight seam. And again, don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and end to reinforce the seam. For an optional finishing touch, flip the apron to the front side and give it a quick press with the iron to eliminate any wrinkles. This step will help your fabric lay flat and easier to sew. Next, measure 1/4 inch above the waistline you just created, and mark this line with tailor's chalk. Again, on the front side, visibly sew along this line to create a decorative stitch that adds both flare and structural support to your apron. Now it's time to attach the top pocket onto the apron body. Position the pocket on the apron's top half and secure it with about 4 pins. Next, use a ruler to mark a sewing line about ½ inch from the pocket's edge. When you're ready, carefully sew along the marked line, ensuring you stitch right along the edges of the pocket for a clean and finished look. Next, we'll attach the 2 bottom pockets to the apron body. Start by positioning each pocket evenly along the bottom of the apron. Make sure to leave a seam allowance of either ½ inch or 1/4 inch from the edge, depending on your preference. Take a moment to double check the alignment before moving forward. Next, sew along the marked lines, making sure to follow your chosen seam allowance closely. After sewing the first pocket, repeat the same process for the second pocket. Lastly, we'll attach the hardware buckles to create the crossback design. Attach the top hole on the left side to the lower hole on the right side, and repeat the process for the opposite side. And here is the final look of your crossback apron. Now say goodbye to neck strain. This crossback design helps distribute the weight evenly across your shoulders, making it more comfortable to wear and reducing any strain from long hours of wear. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed making this apron. Happy crafting!